Welcome to Cancelled.
Chapter 20. Logic surrenders and lust takes the wheel. Cruz. The same morning, La Jolla, California. I pull into the Onyx Helix parking lot, already mentally prioritizing my inbox and the quarterly projections that need review, when I see it. Light. The CRISPR lab is lit up, which is odd because no one's scheduled to be in today. Janitorial crew doesn't come until night shift, and I specifically told everyone to take the week off. I shut off the car and sit for a beat, hope creeping in, faster than I'd like to admit. Could it be her? The thought makes my pulse quicken in a way that has nothing to do with caffeine or work stress, and everything to do with the possibility of seeing the woman who's been occupying entirely too much space in my thoughts. I step inside, scan my badge, and walk down the hall toward the lab, telling myself I'm overreacting, that there are a dozen logical explanations for why someone might be working today. But there's a beat building under my skin, fast and erratic, like my body's caught on to something my mind is still dodging. And I swear, for the first time in a week, my pulse doesn't feel like a burden. Because maybe, just maybe, Evie Hartwell is on the other side of that door. As I turn the corner into the hallway leading to the CRISPR lab, I stop short. She's here, coming down the corridor, balancing a coffee cup in one hand and her phone in the other. She's wearing light denim skinny jeans that hug her curves as if they were custom stitched to her legs, brown suede thigh-high boots, and an oversized white cashmere sweater that's slouchy in that impossibly sexy way, slipping off one shoulder to reveal creamy, glowing skin and a perfect collarbone I want to trace with my tongue. She looks up and sees me, and we both freeze. There's a split-second pause, like she thought she was the only one crazy enough to be here the day after Christmas, and then the silence hits us both like a physical force. We stop at the same time, 1 foot apart, just staring. The seconds stretch, pulling tight like a live wire between us. Charged, reckless, full of everything we haven't said since that kiss. I swear she's even more beautiful than I remembered. I open my mouth and something short circuits. The analytical part of my brain that usually handles social interactions with clinical precision has apparently decided to take a holiday. I try again. Evie. She blinks, and I can see her processing the same surprise I'm feeling.
Cruz.
Great start. Really demonstrating that CEO communication skills I'm supposedly known for. I scratched the back of my neck, a nervous habit I thought I'd eliminated years ago. I was just coming in to do some work. Didn't expect to run into anyone, definitely not you, but I'm really glad you're here. She smiles, and it's cautious but curious, slightly guarded but warm enough to make me forget what I was supposed to be doing with my day. Her laugh bubbles out, effortless and bright, and just like that, the tension that's been coiled in my chest for days finally snaps into something manageable. What about you? I ask, trying to sound casual when everything about this moment feels anything but casual. What are you doing here? She lifts the coffee, shrugging with that easy confidence I've been admiring from a distance.
Just needed some space to think.
We just stand there for another second, grinning like idiots who've forgotten how to behave like adults. And then I clear my throat because someone needs to acknowledge what happened between us. Hey, I say, scratching the back of my neck again because apparently that's my default nervous gesture now. About that kiss. At the holiday party? Her expression shifts, eyes widening just a little, like she wasn't expecting me to go there, like she thought we might pretend it never happened.
I liked it.
She says, quiet but clear, and the admission hits me like a physical blow. That was not what I was bracing for. I was ready for, it was a mistake, or we should forget it happened, or any of the dozen ways she could have shut this down before it became more complicated than it already is. Not this. Not her standing there, looking at me like she's daring me to admit what I already know, what I've been trying to deny for weeks. So naturally, logic surrenders, and lust takes the wheel, and I blurt, "Have dinner with me tonight." She bites her lip, fighting a smile, and the casual sexiness of it throws my rhythm off completely.
So this is a hostage situation.
Pretty much, I admit, because honesty seems to be working better than my usual calculated approach. But I make great pollo asada tacos and margaritas that'll make you forget why going out with your CEO is a terrible idea. She hesitates, just a beat, and I can see her weighing the smart choice against what she actually wants. Then,
Text me your address.
my heart does something stupid and triumphant, and I have to resist the urge to pump my fist like I just closed a major deal. Phone number? I ask, pulling out my phone like it's the most important business transaction of my career. She pulls out her phone and we exchange contacts. And when her name lights up on my screen, it feels like the most dangerous app I've ever installed. Like something that could completely destroy my carefully constructed life if I'm not careful.
Looking forward to it.
She says, voice low and just a little smug, like she knows exactly what she's doing to me, exactly how much power she has in this moment. I nod, trying not to look too pleased with myself, even though I feel like I just won the lottery. You won't be disappointed. Unless you hate dogs, Mexican food, or good company,
I love all three.
she says, turning to head back down the hall, and I watch her go, sweater swaying off one shoulder, coffee in hand, completely unaware that she's just rearranged my entire evening around the possibility of making her smile. Yeah, I'm absolutely irrevocably screwed. I sit down, open my laptop, and answer 2 emails. I immediately regret one, because I used the word synergy, and it made me wince. I shut the laptop and stare at my wall, finally admitting what I've been trying to deny. Evie is coming to dinner. Evie. In my house, sitting across from me, eating my food, inhabiting my orbit, looking at me like I'm someone worth that smile she gives when she's trying not to laugh. Shit. I need to go to the store, and the chicken needs to marinate, and I need to somehow transform my disaster of a living space into something that doesn't scream, emotionally unavailable workaholic who survives on takeout and denial. I practically sprint to the grocery store, tearing through the aisles like I'm on a timed cooking show. Panic hits when I stare at the pile of serranos in my cart, convinced I've committed a culinary felony. What if she hates spicy food? What if she takes one bite, chokes, and suddenly I'm that guy who accidentally poisoned his date? The rational part of my brain knows I'm overthinking this, but the part that wants tonight to be perfect is in full panic mode. I grab a bag of limes and mentally debate serranos. Anaheim peppers? Too mild. Jalapenos? Risky. Screw it. I'll make a mild batch too. Cover all the bases, like running a clinical trial for spice. I throw avocados into the cart like an apology, grab cotija cheese, and toss in a second bottle of tequila, because if I get this wrong, at least we'll have strong margaritas to dull the embarrassment. By the time I check out, I've convinced myself this is either going to be perfect or an absolute disaster. And honestly, at this point, I have no control over which way it goes. By the time I get home, it's almost noon, and Cat Dog is waiting by the door like he's been abandoned for 12 years instead of 3 hours. He starts jumping the second he sees me. It's also the I'm going to piss all over the floor dance, so it's this chaotic, vertical, wiggle hop motion that somehow communicates both pure joy and bladder urgency. Okay, I mutter, dropping the bags and grabbing his leash before disaster strikes. Let's go, you emotionally fragile maniac. We walk, and he pisses on exactly 4 bushes, 2 lampposts, and suspiciously close to someone's Tesla, marking his territory with the dedication of a small, furry dictator. On the way back, I spot my elderly neighbor, Mrs. Patterson, struggling to maneuver 3 shopping bags while balancing on her cane. I rush to help, grabbing the heaviest one before she topples over.
Well, would you look at that?
She says as I hit the button for her floor.
You look different today.
I glance down at myself, wondering what she's seeing that I'm not. Wearing actual pants instead of joggers, maybe? She squints up at me with the keen perception that comes from decades of observing human nature.
No, it's something else. You don't look so brooding. Less serial killer, more leading man in a rom-com.
I laugh, genuinely surprised by her assessment. Thanks?
You're welcome, dear. Whoever she is, keep her. You're much easier on the eyes like this.
When I get back into my condo, Cat Dog launches straight to his food bowl like he's breaking a world record, spins in 3 full circles, then flops over dramatically like he just ran a marathon instead of peeing on city infrastructure. I crouch down next to him, suddenly needing to share my anxiety with the only living being who won't judge me for it. Okay, buddy, tonight's big. You need to be cool. No whining, no crying, no passive-aggressive peeing on anything leather. Got it? He licks my nose, looking utterly unconcerned with my crisis, and somehow that's exactly what I need. Good talk. I stand up, scan my condo, and immediately start panicking because, just like everyone else in my life right now, my maid is off for the holidays. There are socks on the floor, laundry half folded like a crime scene, a plate in the sink that might be from 2 days ago, but I refuse to investigate. She will be here in 6 hours. I have to marinate chicken, clean everything, prep the playlist, and somehow make it look like I'm a functioning adult who doesn't vacuum around his furniture instead of moving it. Yeah, totally fine. Definitely not spiraling over a dinner that could change everything.